The United States has unequivocally reinforced its security commitments to Northern Europe, with President Donald Trump explicitly affirming the nation's duty to defend Finland against any potential aggression. Standing alongside Finnish President Alexander Stubb and Prime Minister Petteri Orpo at the White House, President Trump declared that the United States would vigorously honor its NATO obligations to the Nordic nation, specifically citing Finland's membership in the alliance and its formidable military capability as foundational to this pledge. He characterized the likelihood of a Russian attack as very, very small, an assessment that nonetheless framed the strategic discussions. The American leader used the moment to reiterate his long-standing position on burden sharing within the alliance, emphasizing that NATO members must continue to increase their defense expenditure. This message was reinforced by U.S. Defense Secretary Peter Hegseth, who echoed the president's stance and confirmed that while U.S. force placements in Europe may be subject to repositioning to meet modern threats, there would be no wholesale withdrawal, assuring allies of Washington's enduring dedication to European security. The meeting served as a powerful public demonstration of the strengthened US-Finland partnership, a relationship that has grown profoundly more significant in the wake of Finland's decision to join NATO and the ongoing geopolitical shift across the European continent. Central to the enhanced cooperation is a landmark agreement to significantly boost American capabilities in the Arctic, a region of escalating strategic competition. President Trump and the Finnish leaders announced a comprehensive memorandum of understanding for the United States to acquire a new fleet of up to 11 Arctic security cutters, or icebreakers, with an estimated total cost of $6.1 billion. The structured arrangement involves the initial construction of 4 vessels in Finnish shipyard, leveraging the country's renowned expertise in ice-going shipbuilding, with an option for up to 7 additional ships to be constructed in American shipyard utilizing Finnish technical knowledge and design. The first of these new icebreakers is scheduled for delivery by the year 2028, marking a critical step in closing a major capability gap for the United States. This ambitious program is designed to directly counter the growing influence and activities of both Russia and China in the high north, where melting ice is opening new sea lanes and access to valuable resources. U.S. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem stated that the deal is intended to reassert American maritime dominance in a region that is vital to future economic and national security interests, providing the U.S. Coast Guard with the modern tools necessary to project sovereignty and support allied operations in the challenging polar environment. The historic icebreaker pact unfolded against a backdrop of heightened tensions and explicit threats from Moscow regarding the new NATO border created by Finland's accession. Russian President Vladimir Putin, speaking at the Valde Discussion Club, issued his most direct warning yet of a military buildup in response to Finland's geopolitical shift. He declared that Moscow would establish a new military area along its northwestern frontier and stated clearly that Russia will station complexes near the Finnish border. This proclamation signals a deliberate escalation in the militarization of the Arctic and underscored the Kremlin's intention to contest NATO's presence in the region. Russia has been actively modernizing and expanding its Arctic military infrastructure for years, refurbishing Soviet-era bases and deploying advanced weapon systems, including new nuclear-powered icebreakers and submarines capable of operating under the ice. The Finnish leaders, in their Washington meeting, pointed to this behavior, accusing Moscow of aggression in Ukraine and engaging in hybrid warfare along their shared border, while simultaneously assessing that the war effort has left Russia both militarily strained and economically weakened. This consolidation of U.S.-Finland ties represents a strategic pivot northward, reflecting a recognition that the competition between the Western Alliance and Russia is expanding beyond the battlefield of Ukraine into the Arctic domain. The Icebreaker Agreement builds upon a broader framework of cooperation, including the Trilateral Ice Pact with Canada, which aims to streamline joint development and operation of polar-capable vessels. Furthermore, the foundational US-Finland Defense Cooperation Agreement, which entered into forces, provides a legal framework for enhanced military collaboration, including the prepositioning of American defense equipment and facilitating the presence of US forces at several locations across Finland. While the immediate focus was on solidarity with Finland, President Trump also introduced a note of discord within the wider alliance, while publicly criticizing Spain as a laggard for resisting his push for all NATO members to raise their defense spending to 5% of their GDP, even suggesting that such nations should be expelled. This contrast highlighted the administration's view of Finland as a model ally, one that not only meets its obligations but also brings critical Arctic expertise and a robust military to the alliance. As peace talks for Ukraine remain stalled, the collaborative efforts in Washington signals a long-term strategic commitment to countering Russian pressure along NATO's entire flank, from the Baltic Sea to the increasingly accessible and contested Arctic oceans. If you have made it this far, congratulations, you have unlocked the truth. I want to ask you a quick question though. Given the new US welcoming Finland as part of NATO and Russia's immediate threat of a military buildup, is the opening of a northern NATO front an inevitable and necessary response to contain Russian expansionism? Or does this risk provoking a new dangerous Cold War in the Arctic that could lead to a direct confrontation between nuclear powers over control of newly accessible resources and shipping lanes? Join the debate. We want to hear your insightful opinion on where this is all heading in our community. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Like the video, hit the notification bell, and most importantly, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one.